There was a team out of, and Michael remembers this, I know quite well. There was a team out of Houston that would have probably won a state championship as Carverdale High School. But they integrated the schools, and Carverdale was no longer a high school, and the high school students at Carverdale went to Cy-Fair. And the Dunlap brothers, you can go look this up. You had the Dunlap twins, who had an older brother who played with the Baltimore Colts. He was playing pro ball while he had started playing pro ball while they were in high school.
Ronald and Donald Dunlap and Leonard Dunlap.
Right. And what happened was, to show you how small the world is, their coach, the white coach at the Cy-Fair, if I'm correct, he was one of the players who, some people think that movie Hoosiers with Gene Hackman was not a true story. That's a true story. And one of the players on that team became the coach at Cy-Fair. He was the boys basketball coach that won a state championship at Cy-Fair, if I'm correct. But the other thing about that story, they wouldn't have won. The coach who was coaching them at Carverdale, as when they were in the 9th and 10th grade, he came over and helped the coach at Cy-Fair, helped them win a championship. They couldn't have. They beat Wheatley. And not taking anything. They did a great job. They slowed the ball down, ran a precise game, and won a state championship, beating a Wheatley team with great players on it. 20 great players on it. Yeah, Eddie Owens, Michael. These names, the Jammer brothers, Eddie Owens, and all them kind of people. They had. They were all on the
Gaylord Davis,
Michael Long. They were all on the Wheatley team at that time. So, that's one of the stories. You won't get in the history. You won't get in the white history books, and many blacks are afraid to tell that story. But we are still around here and can remember the story quite well.
Right. The big argument in the barbershop though was about the neighborhood school losing in that equation by everybody going to the other school. Okay.
Right.
And here's the question too, Mike, because you were talking about the equipment, that you were saying that it was separate but not equal, right?
Right.
So my question then turned around and reversed it and said, well, why didn't they put the equipment in the school that didn't have it? I mean, why was it necessary to go to the other school?
Racism. Michael may not want it. It was racism. What do you think it was? It was racism. We're talking about what you all don't understand, and you're blessed to have us. We experienced it was pure racism. We'll go back to football for a moment. Yates winning state championships. Yates and Wheatley making more money to run us. You ran the whole school district on one football game, the Thanksgiving Day game, Turkey Day game. Thanks, Wheatley and Yates. That one game paid for all of the athletics, white and black, in the HISD at that time, although they were segregated. Yeah. And guess what? They had to have used equipment, used shoulder pads, used leg pads, or whatever. Everything was used. Racism. Can you all understand? No, you don't understand it. No, you don't understand it, Coffee. Y'all don't. You all think we're bullshitting you. It was racism.
No, that's why, Mike. It was a slip of the tongue when I used the word forced integration. Okay, so that's what I was trying to get at. That it was the kids that left, and you included. You voluntarily went to the other school. You follow my point?
I have a question for you.
Right. It was a slip of the tongue.
Should I have voluntarily handicapped myself? See, that's what you all don't get. You can get a good education, but you cannot be educated thoroughly unless you are given the equipment and the teachers and stuff that you need in order to get there. When I got to UH, I took French. We didn't have any foreign language over. Well, the guy who taught the foreign language didn't speak it. Mr. Reed taught Spanish, but he couldn't speak Spanish. And so it wasn't no use me trying to take Spanish from him. And, of course, in your senior year, you're not going to do a freshman class or a sophomore class anyway. But when I got to college, I wanted to take it. Everything that I really wanted to do, except for radio and TV, everybody else came, and they had what is that in mathematics?
Chemistry,
trigonometry, algebra, trigonometry, geometry,
calculus.
Yeah.
Oh,
all that stuff was being taught to the white people, but we didn't have teachers who could teach that. Now, we were up in the country, up in, in the South. So what more did you really expect?
Right.
The cafeteria, you could order hamburgers and hot dogs or hot meals or whatever. All we could eat is whatever they had to serve. You could pay for it and eat it, or you could bring your sandwich.
Okay, but let me just add this again. And since we're on this history lesson, I came up in an all-black situation, and I never thought about leaving my neighborhood. And there were others in my neighborhood. We didn't want to leave if they had integrated the schools, they integrated the schools athletically the year after we graduated, 1967 here in Houston. The athletics, all of the athletes started playing against each other, white and black. But we didn't want to leave our neighborhood. And the other thing about it is, to show you the difference, you have to have strong people, and Michael was in a different situation. We were in the city. Our principal, Alan E. Norton,
right.
we had Latin, we had Russian, we had even Chinese, we had what's the other one? Spanish and French. You could learn all those languages if you wanted to take them. And then of course we had all these math classes like what Michael is what we were talking about a moment ago, and we had typing. And all with the electric type.
Right. But you had equal equipment, is what you're saying.
We had something greater. We had better teachers.
Right.
The teachers we had told us when we left there, you will be able to fit in and be successful anywhere you went, even if you didn't go to college. That was their goal. If they wanted you to go to college. Some of us didn't want to go to college. They said when you leave here, wherever you go, you're going to be successful.
Right. You had a different situation than the guys in the country. Or some of the other people.
Yes, it was totally different.
Right.
We were in the HISD. Even if it was different for blacks in Pearland, they couldn't go to school in Pearland. Where do you think they went?
Yeah, but my question, what I'm getting at, though, is in that court case, though, that the court case when Brown versus Board of Education, it was successfully argued based on, as Mike said, that it was unequal equipment and books and stuff in the schools. That was the crux of the argument, right? It was unequal. They could prove that.
Right.
Yeah, they could prove that, right?
Right.
But my question went to, why didn't they just equip the other schools?
I told you why. Racism.
Yeah, but nobody, I'm saying is, there wasn't a big effort for the people to say, well, we don't want to go over there. We just want you to bring up the standard over here.
Well, that's what happened here. That's what I'm talking about. The black, the Yateses, the Worthings, and the Wheatleys, and you wonder why some of these people. Why they were successful.
Alumni. Yeah.
Right, and even
right.
Galveston. Michael was down in Galveston. Galveston Central down that end. Michael knows what I'm talking about. Galveston Central was on another level. But they took. This is the other part they don't want you to know, and we giving you all this stuff free. They took the best teachers out of the black schools and the best educators and moved them to the white schools. And guess what happened at the black schools in many cases?
It's working. It's just a scare one. I got the equation. Yeah.
So,
it's interesting though, Mike, because you kept telling that story, and I kept wondering, well, what happened to the school that you left that was in your neighborhood?
They closed it down the next year,
and
it wasn't a neighborhood school. Obviously, you've never lived in the country.
No,
lived in Sunnyside. You never lived in Sunnyside. What you talking about the country? That's not Sunnyside. That was not Sunnyside.
Cross the track. Yeah,
that was not Sunnyside. Okay.
Look, man. Look. Our elementary school had 2 bathrooms, one for the girls and one for the boys. There was no teacher's bathroom or anything. They gave we Negroes the least that they could give. our gymnasium was on the outside. We had a basketball court on the ground, 2 poles. How many yards apart? I can't remember.
Right.
But that's where we played basketball.
Right, and
we were playing on the dirt, and then we get on the what do you call it, on the wood floors at the gym at the high school.
Right.
And we weren't used to bouncing no balls off of wood floors. We were used to bouncing balls off of dirt.
I don't think there's any doubt that it was discrimination and unequal treatment going on. I was just simply getting at the decisions that the parents made about the neighborhood schools. And we didn't make any decisions.
We didn't make decisions during those days.
That's what I was trying to tell them.
Very little. Very little. And then think about this, Coffee. It was rural area, right? So people were spread out. Many of them didn't have a lot of money. Huh?
But that didn't apply to the city because it happened in the cities as well.
Right.
I'm not saying it didn't happen. It didn't happen there. But in the case that you're using, Michael was saying they didn't have that power. And as a matter of fact, you're saying that in some cities they did have the power because Houston had a different situation going on. Right. But the comparison where Michael was living was out in the county. Like when I grew up, the county schools were just different. They had fewer people, and those they did, a lot of them worked on farms themselves. Or they did labor. They did labor work. They didn't have a lot of money to contribute to schools, and the county boards made those decisions.
And see, unlike today, it was a majority thing then. Mm-hmm. Unlike today, if you were black in Houston, when I was coming up, especially in elementary school, you had already made up your mind. You were going to Booker T. Washington, Yates, or Wheatley. Before they built Cashmere and Worthing.
And looked forward to it.
You were just trying to make up which one. But see, the other thing, they knew, the powers be knew they were wrong. But you had black people who were battling with their hands in handcuffs. You had swimming pools at the black schools.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What?
You had swimming pools at Worthing, swimming pools at Yates, and they had Booker T. Washington had outstanding swimming teams. Wheatley and all of them had great swimming teams.
See, we didn't have that in Virginia.
Yeah, we had it here.
We didn't have that in Virginia early on. Now,
I'm talking about in the 7th grade. Okay, but Paris, I'm out of the.
Yeah. I'm out of the. Yeah, but it was in some situations though.
What?
It was forced busing.
Yeah, some people.
Oh yeah.
I said I'm giving you an example of forced busing. Forced busing took place in Pearland. Forced busing took place, if you want to go closer, forced busing took place on West Park and the Janetta area. Those blacks who were out in that Pointy Point area.
Oh, I know where that's at. Yeah,
they were bused. They were bused. They couldn't go to the white schools of Bel Air or Lamar. They were bused over to Worthing, Yates, or Wheatley, or Booker T. Washington back in the day. But the Pearland, they had a little short bus.
So
they busted them to Worthing.
The school stayed open, and the question was about what happened to the school that the people left.
Well, in Pearland, they probably never had one. The blacks were bused.
They turned it into a community center for a while, and then they eventually tore it down. I guess
that's the point. That is the point.
Reminders.
Right there. But that's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah. But my point, I got a question for you guys. Y'all in the barber shops and shopping it up and whatever, spewing it down.
Yeah, I'd say. I know what I was about to say.
You guys couldn't have made it back then. You guys couldn't have made it.
What do you mean back then?
Yeah, but you know what wouldn't have been tough enough to make it. You couldn't have lasted. You wouldn't have made it. You wouldn't have made it, Coffee. Yeah, you and your people wouldn't have. Coffee. Y'all would have been out there. It was a hell of a war, Coffee.
Now listen, one of my uncles. Well, I won't tell that story, but I'm glad we're here today, Ralph.
I know. Yeah, I'm glad we had this conversation too, and thank you very much for bringing it up. And sometimes it's good to have these kind of because a lot of people don't. They'll see Katy, the North Shore areas. Galena Parks, they didn't want to play HISD. They didn't want to play HISD and checkers. You talking about some football and basketball and baseball and swimming. They didn't want to see They're
Yeah, but
HISD.
it was only 100 athletes though. But these schools were graduating classes of 600 and 700.
Yeah, but I don't care what they were graduating. But I'm talking about the neighborhoods that dominate now. Back during those times, they had some outstanding athletes. Sure, I'm talking about them in the white neighborhoods. They had some outstanding athletes, but they wanted the athletic directors and the principals wanted no part of the Wheatleys, the Yates, and the Cashmeres, and the Worthings. Later on, the Madisons and all them got into the mix, Sterlings, but those schools were built for white people. Sterling wasn't built for blacks; it was built.
When I got there,
Madison was built for whites.
Yeah, those two. Yeah. But anyway, it's interesting, like I say, because it was voluntary. It was voluntary for the schools, but when they integrated the private companies, the Walgreens, where people were being mistreated just to enter the company and get a hamburger or a cup of coffee, that was voluntary integration. Versus the school was public. But going to these businesses, though...
No, it was not voluntary. It was not voluntary.
Well, if I had a parent tell me that when it was time for me to go to school and if they wanted to get me some school clothes and they would go downtown to get those school clothes, then they were taking their business downtown.
Okay, well,
to get the school clothes.
I think... Okay, but I think what we have here is, I guess, miscommunication because, again, I was up in East Texas, and they may have passed laws, but they didn't follow the law, and nobody was going to enforce the law. I could not try on pants. I couldn't try on jack. Okay?
Yeah, I'm not talking about the country, though. I mean, that experience you had is one. What I'm saying is, that they were people going past the neighborhood stores to go downtown to Lane Bryant or Walter, whatever store they had.
Don't you know when people are denied stuff, that's what they want the most? Like the girl who turns her back on you thinking you're not cute enough and you just be working for it. And yeah, we wanted the right to be able to go. We didn't turn our backs, but hey, none of us up there where we were had stores anyway. They wouldn't sell us clothes to sell. Are you crazy?
And you had to go out of you had to go out of you had to go outside of Sunnyside. We were using Sunnyside. That's where I was. You had to go outside of Sunnyside. You had maybe some Jewish stores on Holmes Road at what is now Holmes Road in Cullen by that railroad track, and then you go further down on Cullen. You had a Wieners. On Cullen and OST down in that area, but if you really wanted if you really wanted a more of a variety of stuff, you had to go downtown.
I remember that Wieners down on Cullen on OST.
But so
in that area, Scott, Cullen,
and they had a hell of a railway plan. I bought some Chuck Taylors down there. I'm serious. You give them, and see, this is what he don't understand. Coffee. They were selling. You're getting back to school. Yeah. You go there to get back to school stuff. They have a railway plan. So you show your mother that you want those tennis shoes, and your mother make a deal with the person and put $1 down on the $5, and you got the shoes are in layaway. But you had more of a variety. I can't recall, and I know they did. I don't recall the colored and the white fountains in those stores. Now they may have been there.
No, they were green.
Whatever they were. Yeah, but when I went downtown, when you go downtown, they had the signs up.
Yeah.
You know, you had the signs colored.
They had the signs up, but not in the. Okay, so they were. Okay, so my only point is that the integration thing. You know, it's told from a one kind of angle.
What's that angle?
I know, but as we examine it, you see that a lot of it was a voluntary thing.
No, it wasn't. Your behind couldn't volunteer and use the white fountain.
No, I'm saying the integration. I'm talking about the facility.
The facility.
You talking about schools? You talking about schools?
We started with the schools.
Now he's in the
schools.
Then
I went to the private company.
Right. See, you go to a store like that. Okay, like Michael was saying, you may not have been able to try on. Say you wanted to try on the trousers. That was off limits. I can remember that.
Yeah, that didn't keep people from buying them though.
No, you had to buy them because you were getting new stuff to go to school. So your parents or whatever, they went by your sizes and they went along with that. Yes, you know, I mean that was wrong, but I mean you did that or
there was no hesitation.
No, it was a hesitation. You were taught. See, you were also taught. Your people. Maybe this won't be happening when you get to be older. They use their own way of telling you different things or getting the message across to you to let you know more about the discrimination that you were facing, and that at one point it may be different for you. But right now, this is the way it's going to be done. You can't try on the trousers. Can't even put the tennis shoes on.
Yeah, but
and if you want to buy a hamburger at one of their places, they had a special door in the back for the colored.
That's right.
Yeah. But people still, that's what I'm saying. So people, even with the hamburger was so good that people were willing to take the mistreatment.
No, you were so hungry that you were willing to wait.
And listen, I'm going to say this because I went through the hamburger thing. In a neighborhood, in a black neighborhood, there was a place 50 yards from where we hung out. If you wanted a hamburger in that place, you would have to go. It was a fancy place. Only white folks. There was a period of time prior to 1954 when only prior to the 60s, white folks ate on the inside. You came around to the back. Now remember this, because this is an important part of it, I think, Coffee. Look, it wasn't that the hamburgers was that good. You got that hungry. You got that hungry out there. You on the corner. You on the guys. You ain't, I mean, you want to grab something. You want to grab something quick. They had the better hamburgers, and they were affordable. However, here's the thing. It seemed you could go there and be served, but it was an indignity. You didn't go in the front door. You stood outside at the screen, and you gave the cook in the kitchen your order.
See,
and that works on you. And let me tell you something. Anybody who's listening from Virginia knows that there were firebombs on plenty of weekends in that city, in that place.
But see, I'm gonna give him
fights.
I'm gonna give him a closer one. You had you were near Wheatley High School. You're on Lockwood and Coffee. You know where this is. Lockwood. No, not that far out. You were on Lockwood and Market down the street from Wheatley. They had two barbecue places. I didn't know. I was not raised in Fifth Ward. I didn't know the history of one. So I'm out there, and the first time I went in, they had a hell of a link in this place. So the next time I'm with a real guy who grew up in Fifth Ward. They got these two places, two barbecue places, black owned. So I said, hey man, let's go to this one. Let's go in that one. He said, no. He said, Judge, these people just started letting us come in. I said, what you mean? He said, we had to go through the back or to the side. We couldn't eat in there. And they've been owning the place the whole time. Now, because of integration, they allow us to come in. But let's keep supporting the black one. The one that let us in all the time. So you had to, you heard of the Lockwood Inn.
Sure.
See, so all these, you had all this kind of stuff going on. But the best hamburger place, black, white, Chinese, Vietnamese, Congolese, or whatever you want to bring them in there. The best hamburger was Cab's Hamburger on Brandon Street in Sunnyside, around Brandon and Alvin. It's an auto kind of deal there now, shop. But it was Mr. Cab. He was about 6'4". His son, one of them became a city councilman, Callaway.
Oh yeah.
They were brought. Him and his brother were raised in the place. They were raised in the place, but their daddy cooked hamburgers, and he loved to look. I can still see him. You pull up, he's looking outside. You pull up to the window in your car, and he treated every hamburger like he was Dr. DeBakey.
Well, I wish somebody could fix a good hamburger today. Every hamburger I eat.
Go over to J&J
Well,
now.
fortunately for me, I get to go to lunch after this
Yeah,
today. I get to go to lunch after
Go
that.
to the J&J
Ralph
now.
Cooper's up next, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Coffee
whatever.
has kept me here.
Yeah.
Let's see. You've been talking about hamburgers and
talking
you
history-
drinking coffee.
and the
You
history
guys
lesson.
and Michael's talking about hamburgers.
A history lesson.
Yeah.
A history lesson. But,
Yeah,
but
listen, I
Cab,
appreciate it, guys.
Cab,
All right.
Cab,
Thank you.
remember that, Coffee.
Okay.
Cab's hamburger stand. Better than
Okay.
any hamburger you ever had.
I used to get a good
And
hamburger
I'm not
at the Wine
blaming.
Garden.
And I'm not blaming
Well, Wine Garden was a good
the
one.
cooks.
Yes.
I'm talking about the quality of the meat that they're putting out now.
Well, that is true, Michael. You got to go. Yeah. I can put together a better hamburger patty than most of these places. You can't
Now-
do
Yeah, well,
you can't do
you
75. You
gotta-
can't do 60-40 no more. You got to put some real meat
Meat in there.
in the meat in there.
But and
Yeah,
the
you
hamburgers,
gotta
I haven't
enjoy
found a hamburger less than $10, and I don't know when.
Well, that's true too now.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, hey, listen, I appreciate it, guys. You guys enjoy today.
Well, going
Okay.
back to
Okay.
your barber shop and go in now like your doctor. Go in now like you what's his name, Carter Woodson.
Yeah,
Carter G.
yeah, yeah.
Carter G.
That's right.
Carter
yeah,
G. Yeah.
That's right.
Man, I used to buy a
Three
steak for what I
wives
pay for a
and
hamburger now.
Yeah.
You say what now?
I said, used to buy steak for what I pay for a hamburger now.
Everything's up, Michael.
It's a different
Everything's
world.
up, Michael.
Yeah, two sandwiches might be $22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
man.
true.
This is true.
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
true.
Yeah,
It's
everything's up.
there, Michael.
Yeah.
It
But
is wild. Yeah.
We'll talk a little sports in the next hour or whatever. But Michael, it's I'm so glad that you're back. You don't have any, and I want to say hello to my white man. My white man that's listening. He loves. No, that's another white man. I don't want you. I can't expose you to him right now because, well, he knows.
I might take it.
Yeah, you may take
Look
him.
at our white guy over there.
You'll take him. You could take him. You may.
I love the whites.
Yeah, but we got and he's from New Jersey. A
Okay.
white man from New Jersey.
Northern whites.
Yeah,
I
a
love
northern
them.
white man, and he loves some of the callers. He knows the names.
Oh,
He
okay.
knows the names and the Roys and the Lesters and the
Yeah.
little Ricks and
He
all
knows
of
them all,
He knows
yeah.
all the names. So
Now you ain't confusing Texas Mike as a white man, are you?
no, he knows Texas Mike. This is a real. This is a. This is a
Bonafide.
This is a
It's
Long
bonafide.
Island. What they call it, Paris? A Long Island.
Long Island
White
Yankee.
man. Yeah,
He's a
Yankee white.
Yankee.
Yeah,
He's a
Yankee white man. I ain't
man.
gonna just go get any kind of white man to say that he's my white man.
I know, Yankee white. When Ralph says don't fire till you see the whites of their eyes, he means it.
Right.
He just,
Man, you know, the greatest, one of the most underrated white men that I know. We talk about everything that's happening around the White House was Billy Carter. Billy
that
Carter.
was my guy.
Billy Carter. His brother was President Carter.
Jimmy Carter. Yeah.
Billy Carter enjoyed the White House.
He
didn't-
did.
He didn't want to tear down the West Room or West Wing.
No,
or
none of
East
that.
Wing.
He didn't want to do any of that.
All he wanted was his freedom outside. When he put
That's
away
right.
that Billy beer or whatever.
And see, he had a gas station with a sign and it said, "Come back later. I'm drunk."
And he loved Michael. He treated the White House just like he was at home in the Deep South. You know.
He did.
Yeah. So
He
Billy
did,
Carter.
man.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Michael, that was your kind of white guy. You and him would have fit probably well. Y'all would have been well together. You and Billy.
He was having none of that Washington
Yeah,
D.C. stuff. He
And
was
Spivey and him would have set records.
Yeah.
I'm going. Let me bring him on, man. Whatever, Paris.
Okay.
I've enjoyed the moment.
All right, Michael Lawrence, you have a great day. I'm looking for you Monday, Michael. Following tips from Gilbert.
Oh yeah, you know, I brought Gilbert to the radio station.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then next thing I know, Gilbert has my tie.
Well, he showed up. He showed up ready for business, though. You know
Well,
that,
Well,
yeah.
didn't Michael bring Michael Berry around?
Yeah, I brought Michael
I
Berry
know
over
again,
there.
Michael. This is a good white man. Oh, this is a good white man. Oh, this is a good white man.
Well,
Yeah, okay.
well,
good white man.
It was no. The thing is, I think the money got to Mike because he graduated as a lawyer,
Yes.
and it didn't seem like his law business was working the way he wanted it to.
Right.
But the radio thing was working for him.
Right.
And if they'll pay me to be white, he said I'm going to be white, and he was.
Yeah.
Still is.
Yeah, he's still around. But I met him through you and the black guy that was bringing him around. It was a
Oh,
black
who was
guy.
that?
I forgot
Who
who
was
brought
that?
him around.
Who
It
was
was a
the
little
black
black guy that brought him around initially to be on your show, Michael, back in the day. Michael Berry.
Yeah, I know. I know Michael.
I can't think of his name though. The guy that he.
Now, your guy, he used to be my contributor.
Who is that?
Who be writing all those things about black folks. Little short, dark guy. What's his name? Well, brown. Well, not white chocolate, milk chocolate.
Oh. Okay.
You know who he is? The columnist.
You talking about Aubrey?
Yeah, Aubrey.
What about him?
Nothing. You know, I was.
Yeah.
Remember when we did the internet radio thing?
Oh yeah,
Aubrey,
yeah, sure.
you know.
Yeah, but you know, we've been around some real good, innovative type individuals over the years. And when you think about it, I mean, you think about some of the things, and see, some people think great things just started happening to black people who were in the media. Charles Porter, one Friday he was working at KCOH. That Monday he was on TV on Channel 13.
Yeah.
You know.
All right.
I guess I wasn't tall enough. Maybe I wasn't pretty enough.
Well, you know, maybe you were.
You're a handsome man during your
maybe
day.
you were too cautious.
Too cautious.
Yeah. I'll have to tell you that off the air. You can't tell it. Maybe you're too
Guys,
cautious.
I'm going. I'm out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, Monday is coming. Don't forget the ODS. Yes, indeed. ODS, the original Don Sam, right here this afternoon. Annie Wright, you have a great day. Sandra Smith Lee and Sheila Smith and Joan Edwards, Shirley Brass, Sarah Moses, good morning and love to all of you. Deborah Bates, Pretty Black, all of you out there this morning.
Well,
got love for you all.
Notice he just named women.
Well, that's because I pick up on the guys during the first side of it. Paul Wright, Alan Bushnell, Woodrow Barrett, and my guy, Awesome Rob. And Awesome's got a wife, Mrs. Awesome, and mother-in-law Awesome. I call them atomically awesome. I call them the first real nuclear family. How about that?
Well, you mentioned the name Woodrow. I think I knew a Woodrow up in Shady Grove, Gary. I think his name was Woodrow Fulton. I hadn't heard that name in quite a while.
Oh no, this is Woodrow Barrett and my guy Rufus up there in College Station. Friends of Don Sam out there. You know, Don got a lot of listeners up in those parts as well.
But I want to know, why would somebody want to name their child Woodrow?
Well, think about it, Michael. Think about it if the name had been Woodrow Bang. His name was Woodrow Bang. I don't know why they called him Bang, but his last name was Bang. That's why his name was Woodrow Bang, B-A-G. They named him. They named him Woodrow.
We got off into names now. We're gonna get into a whole other segment of Houston. All right.
I would row, but I ain't got no water. How about that?
Boy, put another row of wood out there. All right, man. We go. We're out of here.
This is Gilbert Andrew Garcia of A Tip from Gilbert. Talk, inspiration, and prayer. Listen to my show every Monday from 11 to 12.
Legendary sportscaster on 1230 The Source.
Remember when $100 filled a grocery cart? Today, it barely gets you started. If you're retired or planning to retire soon, you may be concerned about how inflation could impact your future income. Inflation doesn't retire when you do. Everyday necessities continues to rise. The question is, will your retirement income keep pace? You may have spent decades building retirement savings, but retirement isn't just about what you've accumulated. It's about what you can spend. Inflation can impact purchasing power and create challenges for retirees living on fixed incomes. At Advanced Wealth and Retirement Planning Concepts, we help individuals evaluate retirement income strategies and explore options that may help support their financial goals. Call today for your complimentary retirement income review.
Retirement doesn't come with a do-over. Whether retirement is around the corner or already here, now is a great time to review your plan. Schedule your complimentary retirement strategy session today by calling 832-402-8367. Investment advisory strategies offered through TLG Advisors Inc., an SEC registered investment advisor. No tax or legal advisement is given.
Are you looking for a pharmacy where you're more than just the next person in line, where the pharmacists are friendly, willing to talk to you about your prescriptions and over-the-counter medications, where they make deliveries to customers in the general area? Then you need my pharmacy of choice, Mercury Drive Pharmacy, 918 Mercury Drive, right off of I-10 East near the 610 Loop. James Muldrow and his staff are there to serve you. I've been a customer for over 37 years. The insurance companies have tried to steer me to the corporate pharmacies, but I prefer Mercury Drive. It's a staple in East Houston, serving Fidelity, Jacinto City, Pleasantville, Fifth Ward, North Shore, Wood Forest, Galena Park, Channel View, offering free delivery to those areas and others. Most insurances are accepted. Mercury Drive Pharmacy is open Monday through Saturday for your convenience. Phone 713-674-6122, 713-674-6122. Mr. Muldrow and his staff are happy to serve you. Mercury Drive Pharmacy, 918 Mercury Drive, south of I-10 East.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Hi, I'm JJ Walls with Sunnyside Dental, and yes, it's now been over 30 years that we've been providing quality dental care for our patients in the Houston area. It's now come to my attention that many of you that want to come to Sunnyside Dental have Medicare plans that we don't accept. Hold up, that has got to change. Sunnyside Dental is now accepting most Medicare dental plans. WellCare, Liberty, United Healthcare, Cigna, Kelsey Care Advantage, Amerigroup, Aetna, and many more. We're getting on board. Call Sunnyside Dental at 713-738-1999. If you have Medicare and would like to receive the personal touch provided by Sunnyside Dental, call us at 713-738-1999. We look forward to helping you achieve the smile that you can't wait to share with the world.
Got Medicare dental benefits? Call Sunnyside Dental, 713-738-1999.
Everybody's talking about the high price of eggs. Well, I don't know much about eggs, but I tell you this. If you want great chicken at a great price, how about Chicken Plus, 6210 North Wayside? Let's hear what his customers are saying. Michelle writes, Chicken Plus has some of the best fried chicken and best fried okra in the city. We stay about 45 minutes away, but the drive is definitely worth it. E. Max says, the chicken is seasoned so well and every bite has a special crunch. It's my go-to chicken spot when I want homemade fried chicken that's always good. Now that's what I'm talking about right there. Great fried chicken, okra, rice and gravy, desserts. You're going to find it all at Chicken Plus, 6210 North Wayside. You don't have time to make the drive? Hey, no problem. You can order Chicken Plus on DoorDash and Uber Eats. You better do what you got to do to get your hands on some of that great fried chicken, the best fried chicken in the city. Great chicken at great prices. That's Chicken Plus. See you there.
From the backwoods of Mississippi to the bright lights of Chicago.
And leaving would be the last thing on my mind if I could turn back the hands of time.
From the backwoods of Arkansas to the bright lights of Chicago.
It's cheaper to keep it.
A 1969 #1 million seller.
Baby, can I change my mind?
A 1969 #1 million seller.
Who's making love to your old lady? I'm making love.
TD.
So good to be home with you.
JT.
Only my woman can.
Tyrone Davis. Johnny Taylor.
I wanna play something pretty to you, baby.
It's a classic showdown. Coming soon on 1230 KCOH. The Source.
And I want to say good afternoon. I'm Ralph Cooper, and we'll be thumping with you until 3 o'clock when Don Sams comes along. And again, the number here will be, we've got an open line, 713-668-1230. The World Cup continues today, big match. You may want to discuss that. You may want to discuss the Astros. If I'm correct, the Astros up in northern part of Texas, getting ready to play the Rangers. And again, we roam with an open line today. I want to say happy birthday to Major Jones. Major Jones celebrating a birthday today. And we want to say happy birthday to Major Jones. And again, you can call in and make your point. And let's see, I just want to make sure I got this right. Spain and Belgium should be tipping off in a moment in the World Cup. Spain and Belgium, quarterfinals today. And then you got another quarterfinals, what's that, Norway and England, if I'm correct. So that's tomorrow. And you also got Argentina and Switzerland tomorrow. So the World Cup continues. And again, this program comes to you from the Dipper Dunk Studio, named in honor of Wilt Chamberlain, Wilton Norman Chamberlain. Hello, caller.
Hey, Ralph, do you think that Sha'Carri Richardson, I think that's one of the greatest sports stories of the past 5 or 6 years, how when she came back about 4 or 5 years ago, she got smoked. I think she came in last place. Now she's the fastest female in the world. And that race she had with the other young sister the other day, they was neck and neck, in my opinion. I think the reason she didn't win because she didn't lean forward. But to me, that was neck and neck. But what do you think about Sha'Carri?
Oh, I think she's one of the greatest. And the other part of her story is how her grandparents, the role they played in her becoming who she became. And then, of course, it hasn't all been easy for her. She's had her moments, ups and downs, and around, and et cetera. But she seems to be at the top of her game. But there's a lot of competition out there right now. So
yeah, I know it.
Yeah.
Do you think any female will ever top what Flojo did with the 10-4
yes.
in the 100-meter for the women?
I think so. Because of what happened with Jim Hines. Remember, Jim Hines' record hung out there for the longest, too, from 1968. So I think at some point somebody will break. I really thought one of the Jamaican females were going to break that record, but they've gotten older now. Unless it's a new one, that won't happen.
How do you feel about 41-year-old Allison Felix coming back? I admire, she one of my all-time favorites. I call her my shero, her and Evelyn Astrid. But Felix is 41, and she coming back, man. And like you just said, them youngsters, man, I admire her, but you think that's a wise thing for her to do to come back at this age?
Well, they're not. Think about it. You've been around long enough to know many people who should have retired or they went into retirement, they come back. And you have to wonder, what does she have left? She had a child. She's had a child too now. Just like you've got Sydney.
She got two.
Yeah, and then you got Sydney McLaughlin. Right, she's got two. You got Sydney McLaughlin, who's going to be trying to come back, having that first one. She may be having that child right now.
Yeah,
right. So
she's pregnant now.
Right, but Wilma Rudolph had a child, and look what happened. She ran, exceptional. But the key is the age, though. See, you mentioned the age.
Right.
They're in their 40s. McLaughlin is in her mid-20s, close to mid-20s. Yeah, but Allison Felix is in her 40s.
She's 41. 41 years old, man. And it would be good. I'm not knocking her now, but it would be good if they had like a senior tour. She dominates But going up against them 20-some-year-old Allison, I don't know about that, Ralph.
Well, it's just like
I don't know, Ralph.
Well, it's just like Serena Williams. She's coming back now in tennis, and she took the opponent to the third set, then suffered some type of injury. But
she hurt her ankle.
But you've had two babies. You've been away 4 years, and you had 2 children, and you're in your 40s now. You're 40, what? 44? You're 40.
Yeah,
what?
Man, that time be.
Yeah, so it's somebody said, well, her sister's still out there playing pretty well, but her sister didn't miss 4 years or have 2 children. Venus, I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to win the French Open no more. I don't think they're going to win the Wimbledon no more. Now, if they want to just play just to make some money, like Tiger show up, Jimmy Montgomery say when Tiger just show up, he get $1 million. So, if the Williams sisters just show up, just to make an extra $500,000, I ain't mad at them, Ralph.
But I don't think that's in their making. They want to play. See, they may want to pick the check up, but in the case of Serena, I think she thinks she can still win. That hasn't that streak that and see we watch you watch the great athletes. Even you had Sugar Ray Robinson still boxing in his 40s or close to 50 because of financial problems. He had retired and he thought he was taking. Yeah, Joe Louis and Ali. Look at Ali.
Ali,
So they threw $8 million out there at Ali in 1980, and he comes out of retirement and fights Larry Holmes for 10 rounds, and then fights Trevor Berbick for 10 rounds. You have to wonder what would his health have been if he had not taken those 2 fights.
I think I'm saying quickly, Ralph. After the George Foreman fight. I always said Muhammad Ali should have called it quits right after that, man.
Well,
I think Ali would still be with us today if he'd have quit after that George Foreman fight, but he kept on fighting, man. And then, too, I often had problems with his camp, man, because they knew Ali wasn't right, man. But money, man.
Well, someone quit.
On, man.
But you had some quit. Dr. Pacheco quit. Because Ali,
Bertie Pacheco.
He
knew it was
over. He tried to tell him. He tried to tell him and tell some other, and then you had other people who tried. But how can you stop a man who desired to do what Ali did? He felt he wanted to keep fighting. So.
And he wanted to help people too, man. I know you tell that story about when he was at PABA, and Reverend Ray claimed the man slipped 1 or 2 times, but not 3 times. And when they took all the money up, they didn't want to give. Boudini didn't want to give the money up, but what did Ali say? Let him have it.
They went to
he was just that type of guy, man. He was just that type of guy.
Yeah, they went to Astro Hall. Astro Hall Ali was training for a fight here, and they decided that particular afternoon to have an exhibition at the Astro Hall where they charged, and I think it was over $25,000, $30,000 was made, and Ali said, "Give him all the money." Give the Reverend all. Give the Reverend. He got those kids down there. Give him all the money. Yeah.
And then last, Ralph, I just can't get into the World Cup, man. I mean, everybody got their bag, but man, I'd be glad when it's over with, man. Because I just can't get into it, Ralph.
Well, imagine if you were. Imagine you were in one of the countries where soccer was the sport.
Right.
You've been from America, and now you're over in Switzerland, or you're over in the Congo, Morocco, and soccer is the sport. And your sport is, we'll just say, is basketball.
Yes, sir.
And now basketball has become worldwide now, so it's a little bit different. But imagine back in the 70s or 80s or whatever, when people in those places were not that familiar with basketball like they are now. But I understand where you're coming from. It's a different kind of, it's a country thing. Think about it. It's not just, it's the country deal.
Yeah. My grandson, Josiah, he loves soccer. I'll be out there trying to run around with him, trying to do but he loves soccer, man, but I just can't get it. But this is really it, Ralph.
Wait a minute, hold on. Let me see. Wait, is it on soccer? Let me just add this about soccer.
Yes, sir.
When I was in school, they introduced us to soccer, but we had never seen soccer before. We had never seen soccer on TV nowhere. They didn't show us a film of soccer. They didn't take us to a soccer game. They put us on the field over at Worthing to teach us how to play soccer. And what we never picked it up because this was before Pelé, and but I understand the game a little bit more. Now, I enjoy it. It's different, and it's not going to Americans like a lot of scoring. We like to hear, some scoring.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, when I do watch, I do be want to see score.
I know.
Scoring don't happen much, and I be understanding why them guys, when they finally score one, they be going 8, like they ain't never scored before because it's so hard.
Yeah.
But when I was at Dick Dowling, man, we played handball. I mean, we picked up playing, and I enjoyed playing handball. Rob, that keep you in shape.
Did they have a handball room or what? How did y'all play?
No, it was outside. Okay. You know, right by the basketball court. But we used to play handball. You know, the rest of the day we'd be funky the rest of the day. But we worked up a good sweat. But this is it here, Ralph, for sure. Okay,
yeah, go ahead.
Luca. The Joker, Gian, the Greek Freak, Ja, the one with the world OKC.
Yes.
Hey man, America don't run basketball no more, man. The foreigners have taken over the game, Ralph. We don't run it no more, man.
Well,
they came over here, and they run it now, Ralph.
Well, that was predicted years ago. You heard it here on KCOH. The commissioner at that time said it was going to happen. And, hey, it's here now.
Shea Gilders-Alexander. Yeah, go ahead, Ralph. I'm sorry.
I said it's happening now. I mean, you see it.
Yeah, they run it, Ralph.
And wait till we know Elijah Wan came from Africa, right?
Yes, sir.
They're just touching the surface in Africa. Watch what happens.
Yeah. And Ralph, Chelsea Mitchell of Indiana Fever, Olivia Miles, Minnesota Lynx. It's must-see basketball, okay, Ralph? Just remember them names. Olivia Miles with Minnesota Lynx. I call her the young Maggie Johnson. And Chelsea Mitchell, she got that left hand working for the Fever. Not Caitlin Clark, Chelsea Mitchell, all right, Ralph?
Best-looking female basketball player I ever saw.
It's who?
You Lynette Woodard. Did you see Lynette Woodard when she was in her prime, Chief? Lynette Woodard, who played with the Globetrotters. You got somebody else? Who you got?
I had my eye on the McGee twins. I wanted to double my pleasure and double my fun.
You're great, but you get the Ali Poet Award. Go ahead, you get the Ali Poet Award.
Lynette was bad though, Ralph. She was a beautiful sister, man. But right now, check out Azzy Fudd with Dallas. I'm trying to get her back on our team, Ralph. Check out Azzy Fudd.
Well, we'll have a team next year. We'll have the Houston Comets back next year, so we'll see what happens.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Have a great weekend, Ralph.
Okay,
all right,
thank you. Do the same. Let's try another one here. And caller, you're on.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Yo.
Hey, you got me?
No, I don't have you. This is you're welcome to hell. This is the devil calling. This is the devil answering the phone down here in hell. I mean, we've got a date for you in a long time. Not soon, but sooner. Later than sooner.
Now don't be calling my ticket. But hey.
Yes, go ahead, man.
I don't mean. I don't mean to hurt anybody.
Yes, Larry.
But when I say things, I'm saying things to try to help somebody.
Go ahead.
Because they may not understand, or they may not see what they're saying or doing, and so that's why when I speak, I ain't speaking to talk bad about anyone. I'm trying to help them, or maybe they can help me by helping me to see what they're saying. You see what I'm saying?
No, I don't, but I'll listen, and I'll try to figure it out. I'll try to figure it out.
Well, all right. I'll help you later. But like, this guy, a cup of coffee, I'm glad y'all spend a lot of time trying to explain him things, because he seems like an old guy, but when he talks, we can tell he's very young because he don't understand simple things, like when you told him racism was the answer why. Racism is why we don't have what we have. And so that's why that leads me to the point racism needs to be considered a crime, because that's why they do it. It's not a crime. It's not a crime to be racist. That's why, look, I didn't see a typewriter until 1975.
Yeah.
And that was a manual one, you see. But they had them, you see, way back in the 60s.
In
That's racism.
Right.
Right there.
In 1960.
If it was a crime, it would have never got away with that.
In 1963.
See, that's why.
In 1963, on the day 1963, when President Kennedy was assassinated, right?
Right.
Okay, I was in the 10th grade. In 1963, when President Kennedy got assassinated, I was in a typing class. The typing class at Worthing had brand new typewriters. They had the electric typewriters. And what happened?
Oh, man, y'all was big time.
I said in 1963, thanks to the principal again and the people over at Worthing. Okay, they had these typewriters that were electric. And what happened? And the teacher was teaching typing. And you went, but there were only 2 boys in the class. And I remember it also because, like I said, when we were told that President Kennedy had been assassinated and killed and died, I was in that class, and I was in there with one of the greatest basketball players ever to come through Houston. He was a senior taking the typing class, and I was a 10th grader taking the typing class. We were the only boys in the class, and I remember that, and I remember the emotions from the women. But what I'm saying is, in some cases, there were some exceptions that were being made, but the racism existed. We're not making it up. For those who think some of us may be making up racism.
Oh, no. Man, hey, that stuff ain't fake. That's for real.
Right.
And it's still here, because I see it. You can see it. If you come from our time, you see it, but you don't say nothing, because, you're going to be making a big thing out of it if you say something about it. Well, but I still see it, man.
Well, it's still evident. It's different, and but it's still there. Yeah, racism is.
Yeah.
But see, but if you go around waiting for racism to disappear for your success, you're never going to be successful.
That's true too.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because it's not against the law.
Okay, well,
and that's why the white man don't want to make it a crime, because then he can't pull his deal. You see. Because if that's considered a crime, oh man, that's gonna shut all of this.
Well, what do you
down.
say? But what do you say to the people? We deal with some black males. I didn't say all, so don't get me caught up on that. Many of you, okay? Some black males, they use that as an excuse in regards to why they may not have any type of success. I'm not saying you. To me, you don't have to have great success to be successful. You can still have some success, even facing the racism that you may face, and still be successful.
Yeah, but you see, when you say that, I think about Ali. Had they not put that racism on him, I wonder where his record would be today. Because he was happening then, but they shot him down, 2-3 years? Hey, that and took his spirit, you see.
No, they didn't take his spirit. They didn't take his spirit. You have to be around. They didn't take his spirit. No, the
they
time.
Took some of it.
I don't think they took.
Because he couldn't play. He couldn't fight. So they took some of it.
No, but look at.
He kept.
But
he had a strong spirit.
Well,
they diminished some of it.
I don't think so. If he had not, I think he became stronger because of what they did mentally. I'm saying mentally. I said mentally because look at what he had to overcome mentally. I mean, he still had he ended up with a wife and 2 or 3, 4 kids he had to take care of while he was in. Then he went on he started doing the college speaking engagement thing before he came back into politics.
And that's the reason why they did that to him too, because they said, "Oh man, this Negro talks too much," and then when he talked, he be right. They couldn't stand that, and so they said, "Well, that's a way to do him down. He got children to support, cut all his money off, and or either send him off somewhere. He gonna have to go one way or the other, because that was racism, and you see." That's what the government is good at, being racist toward one group or another. You see,
but if you're not, and I'm not saying everybody, there are a whole bunch of guys who are not on this level. You don't. You look at the Frederick Douglasses, the Carter G. Woodsons, A. Philip Randolphs, even the Dr. Kings, and some of these people, and then you think about the ones who you don't know, or you know who were successful in your neighborhood, who did things not only for their families but for others, and they faced the same racism that you're talking about. They didn't let that keep them. They talked about the racism. They knew what they were facing, but they did other things to overcome it and help others.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You see, but that's the point. Everybody not the same, but because everybody not on the same playing field. You see, so. They had a stronger heart to continue the fight, to make it where they made it. But you always have to wonder, had they not had that racism fight, how much better they would have been.
Oh, yeah, probably unmeasurable. But
yeah, you see. And that's why I take the heart what that old man told me. Racism is not a crime, and that's why things are happening the way it happens. When they make racism a crime, then you're gonna see real change.
Well, but you can. But making racism a crime on your own can also be inspirational to you as a person.
Well,
I know. It's instilled in me from an early age. You're going to face racism. To overcome the racism that you're going to face, which is not going to disappear. The racism is not going to disappear, you're told. To overcome that racism, you've got to work. Whatever it is you're trying to do, you've got to make more of an effort than others to separate yourselves. And you were told, this includes from black people.
It includes all black people.
Yeah. Now I'm talking about it includes, when you talk about overcoming racism or overcoming people with negative ideas, it's really not. Is it really strict? Is it really restricted to one color or one group of people?
Oh yeah, I can tell you this. The other side of what you're saying is, look at the white guy. That's one obstacle he don't have to worry about, and never did, because he's the one doing it. So, hey, if I'm the one giving you the black eye, and I know you can't just give me a black eye because you want to, but I can give you one. Well, hey man, he got all the power.
Well, think about this. Think about if you were the white man. You were the white man. You had everything. You had all the money. You had all the land. You had all.
I got all the control.
You had all the women, and then all of a sudden, you start to losing some of that, right? Because of different laws, going back to what you're talking about, laws passed, this and that, and you fight back. Mm-hmm. You fight to get what you once had back. You had everything. You had control of everybody. You had control of the black guys, the other males, the women, the money, everything. And then now, all of a sudden, you got to split it up with some other people other than white males.
Well, yeah, they don't like it. I know they don't like it. I wouldn't either. Well, hey, man, but you see, they're not no goddamn fool. See, what they do is figure out another system that they can run.
But you got to be smart enough to figure out another system to overcome it too.
Well, that's what we did.
I'm talking about now.
In fact, that's what I'm talking about. That's why we moving at such a turtle's pace. But at least we moving, you know. But in order to get the ball rolling faster, it's up to us to stand out and talk about the direct problem. And not only talk about it, do something about it. You know, because they ain't going to do nothing about it. That's for doggone sure. You know, we going to have to physically stand up and do it. And that's where those sweet Negroes come in at. You see, that's why they keep some sweet ones. You know, those who want to go work up in the big house and be the butler and hold those jobs like Thomas. You see, that's what we used to call them, the sweet Negroes. They licking up the people, thinking that they could give them points.
Well, I got them. Let me get these others in here. Thank you. I appreciate it.
But hold on, let me tell you about the baseball thing.
What about it?
So why do you think people, all of these good black athletes and whites, I saw some whites too, they play baseball for 20, 24 years before they retire. You see?
Well, it's not as much physical contact to a degree in baseball. I'm not saying that there's not any, but baseball players are not running up and down a court on their knees to the degree that basketball players are. For one, I'm using the knees and the running. I'm sure baseball players have to run. They steal bases. They get injured. They have leg injuries. They play in the outfield. They may get leg injuries or shoulder injuries or whatever. But in basketball, you're using your legs more. In football, of course, it's more physical.
Right.
And the body abuse is higher.
Yeah. Now Willie Mays, he did 23 or 24 years. I don't know what his age was, but you know, people coming down on people like Ali and Serena because they coming back. And I'm listening at the baseball people. It's like, well, man, these guys played like over half of their life playing the sport.
Right,
you know?
Some sports are made for people who are younger. In baseball, you can kind of get away with it if you're playing in the outfield or you're DHing these days, or maybe you're a short relief pitcher and you still have arm strength. You can possibly get away with that, but in these other sports, and even in track and field now, you got some of these youngsters who are running and who are at the top of their peak right now in track and field in this country will not make the Olympics because you got another bumper crop coming behind them, and there are going to be some upsets, and some of these youngsters are going to move them out. So if you got Allison Felix coming back. Serena Williams trying to come back in tennis, and all these youngsters out there with young legs and healthy, you're going to have problems moving them.
Okay, so then what's the span for a soccer player? Because they got to do a lot of running. It's too much running for me. That's why I get sick of it.
Well, some of them been around for a minute. Just Google up some of them. Some of them been around for a moment. And
they can't do that for about 4 or 5 years.
No, they got some. They got some out there longer than that. I gotta go. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let's try another one here. Caller, you're on. Hello.
Hey, Mr. Ralph Cooper, how you doing, sir?
All right, sir. Go ahead. I'm here. Hello.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
I was listening to you, so you want to listen to me now?
Okay. You came on. You just came on. If I want to talk over you, I can. But go ahead. I'm listening.
Hold on, man. Why you threatening me on the phone already, man? I just got on the phone. You threatening me already?
I didn't. I said you called. I answered the phone, and I opened the line up for you to talk first, since you just called. So if I insulted you, because maybe your intelligence level was off for a moment, I apologize. But you can talk first.
So now, there you go. Talk about my intelligence again, man. There we go. But seriously.
Go ahead.
But seriously, when you were talking about the schools, integrating the schools.
Yes.
In Galveston, of course, when they integrated Galveston Ball.
Right.
They just like you said, Central. They made Central a middle school.
Yeah, middle school, right.
And, yeah, they dropped it down in all all the coaches that were the coaches and the principals that was there, they all went to go to middle school, pretty much got downgraded. Some of them did advance up to the high school level as coaches, and of course teachers too. But once that integration started, Central became Galveston Central, one of the, like you said, one of the best high schools in Texas. We played HISD all the time, you know. And don't forget about those teams in the Golden Triangle, the Port Arthur Lincoln, and the West Orange Starks, and all those teams that were down there in the Beaumont Triangle area. We all played each other, and we all played when Galveston Central was around. We played HISD as well. So, and I know you can allude. I know you can attest to that.
Another one that many times in the Galveston schools and the Port Arthur schools, they would even play preseason games, pre-district games against HISD schools back in the day, even when I was in school. But the other school that I had a chance to watch a lot in the playoffs, that was white, was Port Neches Groves. Those were some of the baddest white young men I ever seen. They had a running back one year. They had a running back named Jeff Bergeron. He's still running, and they played.
And they still haven't really completely integrated out there in that area.
Right.
I think Port Neches Grove, because the area has grown. They have more high schools out there, and they did the same thing with Port Arthur Lincoln when those teams, when those schools got integrated. Eventually, Port Arthur Lincoln became another. I think it's Port Arthur Central, maybe now.
I forgot what you had.
Yeah,
one of the greatest.
Port Arthur Lincoln used to always come. They used to play basketball. They were always and football too.
Right.
They were always playing schools down here in the HISD era. So
but see, that
it was pretty much a very good competition between the Galveston, Beaumont, Port Arthur area, and Houston HISD playing one another.
Right, but one of the greatest high school football games I saw in person was, it had to be around 1972 or so. Yeah, Port Arthur Lincoln had Joe Washington, the running back. And his father was coaching the team, and they had Kenny Washington.
Was the coach.
Yeah, and his brother Kenny Washington was the quarterback. He was in the 10th grade. They played Port Arthur at Jefferson. They played down in Port Arthur one Friday night. The stands were packed, all white on one side, all black on the other side. The only thing integrated was the restrooms. They had to. Lincoln won the game, but. And I mean, it was hard-nosed football, and but Jefferson had nothing to be ashamed of. They played a great game, but that was one of the greatest high school games I ever seen. And like I said, the place was packed.
Oh yeah, because I remember those days growing up. How the big hoop ball. Everybody was like, "Yeah, we playing Port Arthur Lincoln," and man, it was just like the high school Super Bowl, high school playoffs when it came around. So. It was definitely exciting time back then growing up. And you talked about the equipment also being hand-me-down.
Yep.
Because we used to, and I was in middle school, we used to get some old Ball High uniforms and their equipment, not the uniforms, because the colors were different.
Yeah. But
we did get the hand-me-downs from there. We got the shoulder pads and the helmets, and of course the white helmets and then things such as that, man, because they didn't want to fund. The state didn't want to fund, so of course you had to do a lot of fundraising, raising money just as they're doing today to get the equipment. But yeah, we did get the hand-me-downs from the high school, and it was just all those things you're saying. We lived it, and it definitely is true.
And see, the other thing about the HISD had to put Galveston. You all were feeling good down in Galveston. You had integrated.
Wait a minute, hold up, man.
You're feeling good.
We always feel good.
I said, but you were feeling a little bit. You got beyond yourself. Yeah, no, you got beyond yourself.
We used to come up here and whoop y'all on the regular. Worthing didn't never want. We always had to play Jackie Ace, and Worthing didn't want to come down to Galveston and play us.
Well, you in the playoffs around 1968, the second year of all the schools in Texas were integrated. So the people down in Galveston.
68, that would have been. Yeah, I think 68, that would have been Central, wouldn't it?
No, you were Ball. You had become Ball.
Well, yeah, I think they integrated, in 68, yeah.
So
Mike Holmes was on that team. Mike and Rump was on that team.
So you all were. You had the Pauls, Whitney Paul, and all them kind of people. You had some great players,
right.
great people. I want to make sure I got that point. But you all had you got beyond yourself. You had integrated, and you had some whites on your team, and you were going to teach these brothers in the HISD how to play football. So you came up here for a playoff game one Friday evening at Rice Stadium. Booker T. Washington against Galveston Ball. The battle of the white shoe quarterbacks. Both teams had quarterbacks who wore white shoes.
He had Kenneth Humphrey. Humphrey was on
against Larry Foster, who was the Booker T. Washington quarterback. And you all just been out of order. You were going to you just really disrespected people. Some of you. The Rump and Mike Holmes and Whitney Paul and all those guys back in the day. And the Eagles. Coach James Bear Bryant, I never will forget his speech before the game to his team. We represent Studewood, he said. We represent Studewood and the HISD. And we're not going to let a bunch of surfers come up here.
A bunch of what?
Surfers. We're not going to let a bunch of surfers who just learned how to surf come up here and beat us in Rice Stadium. The game was in Rice Stadium. And sure enough, Booker T won the game.
Well, the only reason why the Tornadoes lost is because y'all had the referees in y'all hip pocket, man. No, we know how. What you say? What
no.
C-Boy? You had C-Boy and the judge and all that. We knew how you told us how y'all used to operate.
No.
Envelopes passing hands to the referee. Ralph, man, you didn't admit. See, that's all in that book you don't want to write, man. You need to get that book out.
I saw
that envelope. What'd you say?
I saw this though. I did see this. I wasn't in the media then, but I do remember this when everything was cash and change. They didn't have this debit card stuff and everything. So I had to pay $5 to get into that game. So when I went to pay my $5, I gave the guy $20. So he went into his pocket. He put the 20 down in there and pulled me 15 back out of his pocket. And his pocket had the mumps. Back pockets, side pockets. They started, it was they claim it was 50, I'm serious now. They claim it was 50,000 people at that game at Rice Stadium between Booker T and Galveston Ball. But anybody at that game who knew the stadium holds 70,000 people. The stadium was 4/5 packed, if not more. But they claim, and they ran out of change. They just started pocketing money. And at the gate officials.
Some of that went to the referee.
Hey, man. The referees came from Galveston, if I'm correct. The referees came from down in that area. Hitchcock.
Not no HID game.
No, what happened? They lost the toss.
Was that UIL? Who was that over there? Was that the UIL or the other?
No, that was UIL then. It was UIL then. Yeah. Well, I got to get these last two.
Yeah, well, you let.
What?
Okay, well, you let Junior. Junior Lester. He done came off hiatus. Tell him he don't just be coming on the radio and hogging up my time. I know he's listening. He need to be a little bit short on all them long-winded stuff and with all this male chauvinist accolades.
All of y'all, when the football season gets here, I will be chopping time. I would be like a cotton picker chopping cotton. Only I'll be chopping time.
Yeah, but I know it ain't gonna happen for one person.
Well, it'll happen for everybody. Yeah,
it ain't gonna happen for the champ because the champ is here, Ralph. The champ. We got 59 more days till the tour comes on. Roy Brown Jr., I need your application. Lester
Roy wanted his barbecue sandwiches sent to him.
I sent him some pig feet in a can. He act like he didn't like that, man. That's a delicacy.
I'm gone, man.
Down here.
I'll
he
see.
had some barbecue pig feet in a can, and the champ is here. We're taking applications to get on the tour. I need X to get on there. Tell Paris, we're gonna teach Paris how to play fantasy football. All the nukes, I want all the nukes. I want all the Kappas. We can bring some Omegas. The champ is here.
Thank you, champ. See you later, champ. Thank you. The champ is gone. Caller, you're on.
Yeah, just like you say, they ain't seen nobody play no ball from HISD till they seen experience J.V. Kane and Larry Chappie Foster.
And Willie Williams and all. Willie Williams, what's that, Don Good. I remember the names. I remember some of the names, Don Good and all of them. And I think Philip, some of the others were a little younger, Philip Kent and all that group. They were coming behind them. So Philip Kent. Yeah. So the Eagles were the Eagles. But Coach Brian said we're not gonna let a bunch of surfers beat us. How can we? They call the Galveston surfers.
They call them surfers.
Yeah, that's what he called.
That sounds like him, man.
I know. I said it was.
Yeah. Yeah, Paul Bryan. Yeah, James Bryan. That's Paul Bryan, but James Bryan.
Yeah, James Bryan, the head football coach, Booker T. Washington. Very proud man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love that brother, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was my big brother, man.
I got you.
But, yeah, man, I want to talk to you about, we got it going on with the trade situation.
What, the Rockets?
Paul George.
Yeah.
Well, the Rockets, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just talking about the league.
NBA, oh, yeah.
Together.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know, Paul George, he's going over there to the Celtics.
Right.
You know. Yeah, the Celtics, then they get 2 first-round draft choices.
And some others. And some others.
And 2 second-round draft picks.
Right.
You know. Yeah, well, they got all that for Jaylen Brown. You know, he going over there to the 76ers. You remember, 76ers was in the playoffs, man.
Yeah.
Man, it's gonna be some good ball next season. Ain't no doubt. Houston, they got. I heard the coach talking about it. One like they say, one of them guys from overseas, but his coach talked real good about him. You know.
Right.
Yeah, he's a big tall guy, big tall white guy, and we should be looking pretty good too with Marcus Smart in the lineup. You know. Yeah, so it look like all the way around. It's going to be some good basketball like it was this season, but look like it's going to even be a little better.
I think you're right.
Next season.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, give me one more right quick. I got one more caller before I get a fishing report. Give me one. You got another? Something you want to throw out?
Yeah. Oh, well, my grandson, man, he playing ball up there in San Diego. Yeah, he up there. He in school now. He said he like it up there, man.
Well, San Diego is a nice place. I don't know if you've ever been to San Diego, but I would suggest that you would go for a visit.
Mm-hmm.
Great food.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna go check him out.
To me, one of the cleanest cities I've ever been in.
Yeah. In San Diego, they got some nice beaches up there. I know that.
Yeah.
Know that much, Coop. Yeah, well, all right, man. I'm gonna go in here and get me some groceries out here, man. See, that's how you do it. Go in there, you know what I'm talking about, and buy your own food and cook.
Right out. Hey, I understand. I thought about you the other day. You said they had run out of, wherever you went, they had run out of different stuff. So I went to this major store, and I'm in there. They started bringing ribs and chicken in by the boxes, steaks.
Yeah.
This was the day before.
Good ones over here.
Yeah, the day before July the 4th.
Over here,
yeah, the day before July the 4th, they started bringing all that stuff in. So, thank you. Appreciate it.
Man.
Okay.
All right, talk to you later.
Okay,
right.
Let's get another one here. Caller, you're on.
What's going on, Ralph?
Oh, you've got it. Go ahead.
Hey, man, I didn't know me and old Big Jeff was our homeboys. I grew up in 6th Ward, was right around Studewood, and a lot of people in Studewood and 6th Ward.
Yes.
Well, like brothers and stuff. But he mentioned Larry Faulkner, and they called him Champion. He had another nickname named Shumi. He called him Shumi.
Oh, okay.
And but to the champ out there in Galveston, Bob, man, he don't want to get in no contest about HIV versus Galveston. 68 through 72 weekly ran things, 73, 74, 75 casually ran things. Then when it got up to around 77, 79, it started being more of a Madison, Clear Lake thing. But wasn't HIV, but it was Houston when you started putting Clear Lake in there. Now from 81 on, except for Bryan College, and I believe Bryan was like 85 and 86, everything that come out of Region 3 was HIV. Sam Houston won Region 3, went to state. Madison won in 85. If I'm not mistaken, 88. I can't remember these exact teams, but pretty much everything that come out of Region 3 was predominantly HISD.
Right.
Galveston Bow was known more for track and field. They had the Corvilles and things like that, but basketball,
and Alexander and a number of others,
Right, yeah. They need to be basketball alone. Their resume can't compete. And, and I understand you proud you won the championship. Brother, I'm proud of you won. But act like you scored a touchdown before. Be like Barry Sanders, just hand the ball to the ref and say, I'll see you next time. He want to turn flips and high step and all that because he won 1 year. Which is, like I said, I'm proud of you won. But act like you've been there before, brother. You won, that's good, but we got to hear about it every time you call on the show. You the champ, you the champ, you the champ. When we got people that won it more than him, they don't call in. I never hear my brother Ike calling in, talking about how many times he won. I know he won a few times. And so, just a little humble and act like you've been there before, I'm saying. Well, I got one more thing to say, bro.
Go ahead.
I got to talk to Jeff, though, because I know him. I don't know exactly how old he is, but we got to cross paths somewhere. But, bro, the reason I can't get into the soccer is because I don't know the rules. I don't understand the rules.
That is the key. You need to. You've got to, and then you can see the plays also.
The strategy. Yeah. See, when you talk football, if somebody comes to me and they say, "Man, I went to see such and such. They ran a wing tee, or the other team ran a bill, or the other team ran an I formation." Man, I know exactly what they're talking about. If they playing baseball and they say the guy missed the cutoff guy, that's why the guy scored from first to third. I know exactly what they're talking about. The rules are different. When we grew up, football, basketball, baseball were the things that we knew. So, I want to know. I want to understand it. But all I see is them kicking a bunch of balls. I wait all day just to see one goal. But they like so much strategy.
Right, it is strategy. It's strategy in it. But I would suggest, even although it's not on the level of the World Cup, when you see soccer on TV, like on Channel 20 or 26 or one of them sometimes, or maybe even a major station, watch it sometimes, and you can pick up a little bit about the rules. Okay, especially
they down to the best 8 right now, Ralph. So I'm gonna try to really watch it and see, because they used to play it in the park. We go to the park, kicking it out front. They be playing. Man, they have 35, 40 guys waiting just to play soccer there at the
park,
Houston Park and stuff. Yeah.
I gotta go. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Ralph.
Okay. All right. And we need to get a fishing report in a moment, and we'll just keep it right here and see if we can find Mr. Robert Johnson and get a fishing report.
In a moment.
With the weather changing, we don't know what the weather's going to do this weekend. So
right here.
So I'll
see if we can find Mr. Robert Johnson.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You're live right now. You're live on air. I'm gonna step back.
All right. Sounds good.
We got Mr. Robert Johnson with a fishing report, and we delve into it right now. Thank you.
All right. The weather has been hot with daily thunderstorms. We're in the summer doldrums and in a new moon. Coastal winds are calming down, and blue water from the Gulf is moving into the coastal areas. This weekend, rain is forecasted daily and probably going to get some today. Daytime fishing is difficult due to the hot temperatures, but early morning and night fishing under the lights is available. Coastal water temperatures are in the high 80s, and tide levels are normal for this time of year. The late Roland Ladden, the AKA the Legend, would strongly encourage fishermen to be on the water by 5 to 5:30 and to use live croaker or live shrimp. Fishermen who have issues with the price of live bait can seine their own bait. Some fishermen contest the idea that dead shrimp works just as good as live shrimp. I am suggesting that in spring and summer, live shrimp may work better. So I do have that argument with a lot of people, and I know dead bait does work, but I certainly in the summertime encourage them to use live bait. Now, fishermen will need to be vigilant regarding the heat. Staying hydrated is very important. Also, I use a cooling towel when I'm fishing, which you dip into cold water, you wrap it around your neck, and it'll keep you cool during the heat of the day. Next, this week in saltwater, Craig Joseph, as owner of This Is It restaurant, continues to have a hot fishing hand, fishing in the Baytown area with live shrimp. He and friends caught speckled trout, black drum, and red drums this week. Greg reported catching these fish during the heat of the day. He only fished a few hours, but he caught a lot of fish real quickly. Also, I received 2 independent and great catches from a speckled trout from Galveston and Surfside beachfront. Many of the speckled trout were over 20 inches, and they had to be released, so you can't keep them over 20. But they had trouble finding fish under 20 inches. So that's a pretty good little day for fishermen. Now, these fishermen also reported that they were through by 7 a.m. in the morning. Another place that's been producing mangrove snapper and speckled trout is the Seawolf Park. Now, if you've never eaten mangrove snapper, you're in for a real treat. Next, in freshwater, catfishing remains great at Lake Houston and Lake Conroe. Local ponds continue to produce slab crappie. Next, the Texas Coastal Conservation Association, that's the CCA Star Tournament, has 59 days left. That's 59. The last day of the tournament is Monday, September 7th. CCA released 120 tag redfish. Now, 6 have been caught, released, and certified. So there's subtract 6 from 120. There's still a lot of tag redfish swimming around out there. Also, the Star Tournament has a black drum, sheephead, gas top division for youth and adults, as well as an offshore. So there's a lot of opportunities to win good prize money and vehicles and boats. Next, yesterday, the Saltwater Anglers of Texas partnered with the Legends and Legacy, the NAACP, Corvettes in American Club, and Crime Stoppers at the Hope for 4 Gala. That's the Hope for 4. That's FOUR for Gala. This program was well attended and included a number of Houston county and state dignitaries and political figures. The purpose of the event was to honor and to seek justice for 4 black females. 3 were killed in a car accident. 4 were in the accident. The last young lady had committed suicide after the accident due to the grief that she was experiencing. Now, they were hit by a drunk male driver who has fled the country. For more information about the event, just call me, and I'll give you more information about it. But that was held yesterday. It was very well attended and a great event. Next, the Quality Time Fishing Club has their annual Rockport fishing excursion scheduled for the last week in October. Their monthly meeting is scheduled for this week, Thursday, at Doss Park. That's DOSS, Doss Park, at 2500 Brick Road, and that's zip code 77038 at 7 p.m. This meeting is also on Zoom, and it's open to the public, so you're certainly welcome to attend their meeting. Now, last Saturday, the 4W Club, that's a hunting and fishing club, sponsored the Quality Time Fishing members' kayak fishing trip in Galveston. I understand they caught some really nice croakers and sand trout. Now, the club plans a 4-hour Houston Ship Channel tour on Wednesday, July 29th. So if you're interested in it, it's open to the public. For more information about the events with the Quality Time Fishing Club, you can contact their president, Gary White, and he prefers that you text him. His number is 713-412-8873. Again, that's 713-412-8873. Now, if anyone has any fishing questions or reports or pictures, please call Robert Johnson at 713-826-0677. Again, that's 713-826-0677. Now, remember, this heat is hot out there, but these fish are biting. They're biting in the morning, they're biting in the evenings, and as Craig proved, they'll bite during the day.
What are they nibbling on?
Take your kids fishing.
What are they nibbling on, Mr. Johnson? What are they biting?
Live shrimp,
okay,
lures. Those are the two primary. Croakers would be another good, although you're probably going to be limited to speckled trout and redfish maybe. But live shrimp, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
If you don't prefer to use live shrimp, you can use dead shrimp. But again, as the legend would say, this time of year, you'd be better off using live shrimp.
Okay. Hey, I want to thank you very, very much, okay? Can't thank you enough, okay?
Have a blessed day.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Robert Johnson. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
Okay.
Take care.
Okay, and let me do this before we get out of here. I want to thank Mr. Baseball. We've seen this. The Major League Baseball, the Major League Baseball Historically Black College University Classic takes place. The Swingman All-Star Classic takes place, hosted by Ken Griffey Jr. And it's tonight on the MLB Network. Jimmy Rollins will manage one team, and Ricky Weeks out of Southern University will be managing the other team. The top 25 HBCU players will be showcased in this classic, and tonight this is on the MLB channel. And the All-Star Game, I want to thank Mr. Baseball for that, and we thank him. We can't thank him enough. We haven't forgotten you either, Baseball, but thank you. I want to say hello to Mandingo, Shelby Stewart. We want to say, I'm laughing because of something else in regards to the Sam Andrews Black Fantasy Football League. But we want to thank Shelby Stewart also, and we say hello to Mr. Baseball. We are just about out of time. Don Sams will be coming your way in a moment. Have a great weekend. Enjoy whatever happens, and we will do this right now. This is the Dipper Dunk Studio. How many of you enjoy listening to this program in the Dipper Dunk Studio? Just dial the number. Dial 713-668-1230. If you like listening to this program in the Dipper Dunk Studio, the Wilton Norman Chamberlain Studio, just dial and let the phone ring a couple of times. 713-668-1230. 713-668-1230 is the number. If you like, somebody, they don't want to show Wilt any respect. This is the Dipper Dunk Studio, and I need a Dipper Dunk caller, a person who believes in the Dipper. The Dipper Dunk Studio, a person who believes in the Dipper to call. Caller, you're on. You believe in the Dipper? Hello? Do you believe in the Dipper?
Sir.
What?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. He believes in the Dipper. Let's get another. You believe in the Dipper? Hello? That one just called in. And maybe get one more. Caller, you believe in the Dipper?
I do believe in the Dipper. I didn't think you would pick up Legendary.
Well, say Dipper Dunk for me. Say Dipper Dunk. something you're not familiar with. I know you never dipped, and you definitely didn't dunk. If you didn't dip, you couldn't dunk. You had to be able to dunk. You had to be able to dip.
Okay. Dipper
Dunk.
Studios.
Yeah, Wilton Norman Chamberlain. Thank you.
Wilton Norman Chamberlain.
Yeah. We want to say hello to Nate Griffin, Hollywood Griffin, Nate, and we wanted this. We're gonna give Nate some news. Two things, Nate. The next time you got John McClain on or some of them people, and I'll let you know when I'm not coming back on your program till my white man is ready. You need to talk to my white man.
I got you.
I don't come on the program. You got to talk, not Mr. Baseball and some of these other people, not Moses and all these people, Big Ball and all of them, Big Webb, Richmond Webb and all them people. When you talk to my white man,
okay,
and see what my white man says. I move when my white man says move, and he does too.
When your white man says move, you move. I'll make sure.
Yeah, when my white man, we move together. We don't come. We come together. Me and my white man. A 100%. Black guy and a white man. A black guy and a white man who decided, hey, we can live without having it all, but we sure will.
Kind of like you and Barry.
But we
kind of like you and Barry.
No, this is my other white man. I got another white man. White man.
Okay.
Yeah, you know. But anyway, Nate Griffin, Hollywood Griffin. Make sure you let your people know, Nate. February 14th. If the Dallas Cowboys and the Houston Texans are not in the Super Bowl, the season is wasted. We wasted a season.
That's right.
These two teams.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, it's a Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2027, February 14th, Sunday, Inglewood, California. And the Texans and the Cowboys should be in the Super Bowl. And if the Texans and the Cowboys meet in the Super Bowl, we're going to bring Mr. Baseball out there, put him in a buggy.
Mr. Baseball.
Yeah, we're going to put him in a buggy with his Chicago Bear jacket and cap on and ride him around in the buggy. You know how they rent them the buggies around these stadiums? You know what I'm talking about when they got these, the human buggies where they taking people out of their cars up to the stadiums?
Yeah.
We're going to put Baseball with his Chicago Bear jacket on and a cap or hoodie or whatever and ride him around Inglewood in one of them little gadgets. Okay?
Yeah, it's got to be a gadget. You got to put Mr. Baseball in the gadget.
Yeah. We're going
to can't put him in a real nice. It's got to be in a gadget.
Yeah. And the other thing, we want you to remember this.
Yes, sir.
John Lucas. John Lucas. His name has come up in regards to the Texas Southern basketball job. John Lucas. And Sharon Chapman, though. Sharon Chapman since Jones left, Sharon Chapman, assistant coach over there, has kept the program going. What do you do with him now?
This man is doing a phenomenal job.
I say, yeah. So maybe they both can work together. I don't know how you do it. I'm not in the hiring business, but I can sure talk up some stuff. John Lucas and Chapman, Texas Southern basketball. Get you a couple of big Africans, 11 Africans over there. Go into the Congo and bring you some Africans out of there. Teach them how to play basketball. And you won't be able to get into the building. But the other thing, Nate.
I'm having a bad connection here.
Well, you won't have one here now, though. Can you hear me now? You hear this clear. Nate, you and Kyle Mosley and the Texas Southern whatever, the Tiger alumni has to step up. They can't. It's time to get over selling a couple hundred tickets to TSU football games. Nate, they've got to step up. The alumni members have to step up, Nate.
I got to ask you something, Ralph.
Go ahead.
How are we going to make that happen? Can we make that happen, Ralph?
I'm not in that business, Nate. I said you and Kyle Mosley. You and Kyle Mosley. Make it happen. They've got to sell more than 200. The over and under on season ticket sales for Texas Southern is 200. They've got 1 million alumnus running around. How can the over and under be 200?
That's very true.
Well, I got to go, Nate. Have a good weekend. And remember, Nate.
Yes, sir.
Me and my white man, we're watching you closely. We know where you eat breakfast. We know where you're eating breakfast.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, we got eyes on it.
Do you have a special location you like to attend, sir?
Wherever my white man want to eat at. I'll see you later. I got to go. Bye. See you later. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
This is Gilbert Andrew Garcia of A Tip from Gilbert. Talk, inspiration, and prayer. Listen to my show every Monday from 11 to 12 on KWWJ 1360